Ever wonder why we feel the way we do? What's the science behind feelings? Well, today we're going to delve into the world of emotions. And by the end of this, you'll not only know the names of these feelings, but also how to express them in English. Starting with emotions related to joy and excitement, we have fantastic, a feeling of being extraordinarily good or attractive. The news about my promotion made me feel fantastic. Festive is a feeling of joy and excitement usually associated with a celebration or holiday. During Christmas time, I always feel festive. Wonderful describes a feeling of causing delight or pleasure. The sight of my dog greeting me at the door makes me feel wonderful. Joyful describes a feeling of great happiness or delight. The birth of my niece was a joyful occasion. Delighted is a feeling of great pleasure. I was delighted to hear that my best friend is getting married. Amazed is a state of being filled with wonder or astonishment. I was amazed by the magician's tricks. Amazing is a feeling of causing great surprise or wonder. The view from the mountaintop was simply amazing. Continuing with feelings associated with love, we have loved. The warm, fuzzy feeling you get when you know someone cares deeply about you. When my friends threw me a surprise birthday party, I felt so loved. Then we have lovely, a feeling of beauty or charm. The weather today is lovely. It makes me want to go out and enjoy the sun. Moving on to feelings of peace and tranquility, we have peaceful, a state of being from disturbance, tranquil. Walking in the forest alone makes me feel peaceful. Calm is a feeling of being not excited or agitated, serene. Listening to the waves crash on the beach makes me feel calm. The term blessed stands apart, describing a feeling of divine favor or protection. For example, after finding a job in these trying times, I feel truly proceeding with feelings of gratitude. We have thankful, a feeling of gratitude, often towards someone else. I am thankful for my supportive family. Grateful is quite similar, expressing appreciation for what one has. I'm grateful for the opportunities I've had. The remaining vocabulary will follow in a similar manner of categorization based on similar meanings. Firstly, we will look at cool and confused, both of which relate to a state of mind. Cool describes a sense of being moderately cold, neither warm nor very cold. An example of this would be, the cool breeze made me feel refreshed. The other hand, confused, is a feeling of being unable to think clearly, often leaving one bewildered. You might say something like, the complex math problem left me feeling confused. Moving on to sarcastic, which is a form of humor and stands apart from the others. Sarcastic is the use of irony to mock or convey contempt. A fitting example could, his sarcastic comment made me roll my eyes. Next, we have meh, weird, and puzzled, which describe different reactions to unusual or unexpected situations. Meh is a feeling of being unimpressed or indifferent, as in, after watching the hyped movie, I just felt meh. Weird captures a feeling of being strange or unusual, like when you say, the bizarre painting made me feel weird. Puzzled is a state of not understanding, of being perplexed. You might use it this way, the riddle left me feeling puzzled. Lastly, we have asleep, hyper, and mischievous, which describe certain states or behaviors. Asleep refers to being in a natural periodic state of rest for the mind and body, such as, after a busy day, I just want to be asleep. Hyper is a state of being overexcited or unusually energetic, like when you observe, after eating too much sugar, the kids were hyper. Mischievous describes a feeling of being fond of causing trouble in a playful way. You might say, the twinkle in his eye made me feel mischievous. Firstly, let's discuss feelings of sadness, with sad being a feeling of being unhappy or sorrowful. The news of my friend moving away made me feel sad. Similarly, drained is a feeling of being very tired or fatigued. After a long day of work, I felt drained. Heartbroken is a feeling of being overwhelmed by sorrow or disappointment, especially due to a personal loss. After my breakup, I felt heartbroken. On the other hand, we have feelings that relate to irritation. Annoyed describes a feeling of being slightly angry or irritated. The constant noise from the construction site made me feel annoyed. Similarly, Irritated describes a feeling of being annoyed or impatient. The slow internet connection made me feel irritated. Fed up is a feeling of being annoyed or upset at a situation or treatment. I'm fed up with the constant delays. Pissed off is a feeling of being very annoyed. When my flight was cancelled, I felt pissed off. Bored is a state of feeling weary and uninterested due to lack of occupation or excitement. Without a book to read, I felt bored. Sleepy is a feeling of needing or ready for sleep. After staying up late, I felt sleepy the next day. Depressed is a feeling of severe despondency and dejection. The gloomy weather made me feel depressed. Furious is a feeling of extreme anger. The unfair treatment made me furious. Perplexed describes a feeling of being very puzzled. The abstract art left me feeling perplexed. Frustrated is a feeling of being upset or annoyed as a result of being unable to change or achieve something. I felt frustrated with the slow progress of the project. Ashamed is feeling of being embarrassed or guilty because of one's actions, characteristics, or associations. After making a fool of myself at the party, I felt ashamed. Hurt is a feeling of being in pain or distress. His harsh words made me feel hurt. Pained describes a feeling of physical or mental suffering. The tragic movie left me feeling pained. Awful is a feeling of being very unwell or unpleasant. The food poisoning made me feel awful. So now, you have a comprehensive list of emotions grouped according to the similar feelings they evoke. Remember, it's natural to experience all these feelings, and understanding them is the first step to managing them. When you're struggling to explain how you feel, just refer back to this list. Now, you're equipped with the vocabulary to express even the most complex emotions.